market crash of 2008 wasn't the first financial crisis in this country, and it likely won't be the last. Millions of people lost huge chunks of their retirement savings, so obviously people want to do what they can to avoid another huge loss. This morning, Ohio's retirement coach Greg Taylor is here, and as president of Legacy Retirement Group and the host of Winning Retirement Radio, he knows a thing or two that can help us all. So Greg, as always, thanks for being here. Happy Monday to you.
Happy Monday. It's not quite as cold as it was on Saturday.
You know, we'll take it, I guess, because it's got to get warmer at some point.
And it is sunny, right?
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so about this time, Greg, and we've mentioned this, 401k becomes your 201k for a lot of folks, right? This was about, what, in that bubble, 2008, so it's been almost 8 years. When that happened, how did your clients react?
Well, our clients really weren't in panic at all, because we do implement strategies in our practice to where, yes, there can be some fluctuations with the markets. If you're in the market, there's going to be ups and there's going to be downs. But what we want to implement for our clients is strategies that put a safety net below it. So understand, you can never predict exactly what the markets are going to do, but you can have strategies in place to let you know where your floor is, where the bottom is. So in other words, if you're only comfortable with losing 10%, if the markets were to drop 20 or 30 or 40, then you need a strategy to help you accomplish that. And those are the things that our clients have done. And then, of course, we have hybrid strategies that we've used that absolutely have a zero floor so that you can't lose if the markets go down. So our clients were pretty comfortable back in '08.
So that's good to know that because you did have a plan, the bottom dropped out, but they weren't necessarily completely panic-stricken, wondering how am I going to be able to retire still?
Right, because you don't want to react out of emotion or out of panic or out of fear.
Right.
You want to have a good, solid plan. You know, we often say in our practice, you know, would you rather be, or ask the question, would you rather be a beneficiary of good timing? Would you rather be a good beneficiary of good planning? So we want people to plan well so that they are comfortable and confident that they're going to succeed.
All right, Greg, so let's go to you. You talked about one common question. How much income, this is a big one, do I need to maintain my lifestyle in retirement?
How much income do we need? Mm-hmm. Well, that depends on your situation, because everybody's standard of living is different. I just met with a family last week in the office, and they're getting ready to buy this awesome boat. They're going to take it to Maine. They're going to spend the summers in Maine. They're going to spend the winters in Florida. And they're just, I mean, they're really excited. And so they came in, and we had to revise their income plan, because what we had kind of set aside a year ago wasn't going to be quite enough with all the things now that they have planned. So we set aside an income plan to allow that. So we needed an additional $50,000 a year to maintain that lifestyle, where others say, you know what, I just want to spend time with my grandchildren. I just want to love on my kids a little bit. I want to travel a little bit. I need an extra $10,000 or $15,000 a year. So it is dependent upon what the lifestyle is going to be. But the most important thing really isn't the amount you need to generate. The most important thing is feeling confident that you're not going to run out.
Is that couple looking to adopt a 33-year-old woman anytime soon?
They might be.
All right, so will Medicare adequately cover my medical expenses in retirement? Greg, this is another big question for a lot of folks.
Well, Medicare comes when you're eligible, when you're age 65 or when you're disabled. Okay, so those are some things that are out there for Medicare, but Medicare typically has some deductibles. And Medicare, of course, is Part A, which is hospitalization, and Part B, which is your medical, and then there's also Part D, which is prescription drugs. You could end up spending, you know, if you figure the 20%, depends on how much that adds up to, that could be very costly. So a lot of retirees, they sign up for what's called a Medicare supplement insurance policy, and also there's a Medicare Advantage plan where you go off of Medicare and you go on an HMO that's typically like, you know, some local hospitals have their own, like Mount Carmel has Medigold, those kind of things. So we have a team member that we work with. I've worked with them since 1994 that specifically deals with Medicare supplements and Medicare Advantage plans. And so we simply set up an appointment or visit with him, and he is able to instruct them and give them guidance as to how to best choose a supplement.
All right,
Yeah.
Greg, now I want to get to this because we are now going to let people email you directly, ask some questions, and hopefully we'll be able to answer some of those on the show live. So I
Yes.
want to let people know questions@ohiosretirementcoach.com, a new email address just set up
Yes.
so that your team can get all these emails, hopefully help some folks out, right? So that they have that advice at their fingertips from you.
Yes,
And
we look
then-
forward to hearing from people because this is exciting.
Yeah.
I want to answer the common questions, but I want to answer someone's specific question if I can.
All right, Greg, as always, a pleasure. Up next, we are talking food, fashion, and finance with Greg and Kristen.